Hey there guys, Fave here, and I talk about usernames all the time, right? I mean, we got rare usernames, common usernames, whatever. And whenever you join Roblox, you have to have a username. Now, of course, I've covered the person with no username, but what if I told you that there are people with the same usernames as other people? And you might be wondering, okay, so what? They just picked the same name. But as you probably know, you can't pick the same name as someone else. That's not allowed. Just like it's not allowed for me to sign up in 1920, even though that's the year I was born. I'm 100 years old. But anyway, today's challenge is, if you've ever moved your arm before, smash that like button. And with that being said, let's talk about it. So, let's say I wanted my username Fave, right? Now, unfortunately, it says this username is already in use, okay? So that means somebody already took this name, and I can't be Fave with one A, I have to be Fave with two A's. Now, of course, we all know Fave with one A has been banned forever, for nearly 9 years now, and that's why I can't take the name, because it's been taken before. But what if I told you there are people who have the same usernames as other people? But before I can explain that, I have to quickly explain an old Roblox concept called spaces. So let's see if I wanted to be King Fave with a space. It says here that usernames may only contain letters, numbers, and underscores. Nowhere does it say you can have a space, but in 2006, you could have spaces in your username, and I've done a full video about that before. But sometimes I stare into space, wondering why most of you aren't subscribed to me. So go ahead and subscribe, and I will buy you a brand new car. That's right. But anyway, talking about spaces, they got rid of the ability to have spaces in your name in late 2006. And one of the reasons why they got rid of that feature is because you could make names that were just like other names. Now, this could be something harmless, but it could also be kind of dangerous. Because say you made your username Roblox, but with a space at the end. To anyone looking at your name, you would think that they're Roblox. Now imagine messaging someone as Roblox with a scam link and getting that kid's account hacked. That is not a good look in any meaning of the word. So, that makes sense. Now let's show some of these accounts that have the same name. So first we have Jacob XX Duel, and once again we have Jacob XX Duel, but once again we have Jacob XX Duel, and finally we have reverse_polarity, a very famous UGC maker who joined Roblox all the way back in 2006, and you'll never guess what his old username was. Jacob XX Duel. Now, with just two Jacob XX Duels, it might be easy to narrow it down to replacing the L with an I, which is a common strategy that people do on Roblox to try to have the same name as someone else, or if they have a name they like that's taken, they just replace the letters like that. But to be four people with the same username, that's a little bit unsettling. So why is this the case? Well, we're gonna have to take a deeper dive into Roblox to understand why their usernames are like this. Now, back in 2016, the list of the first 31,000 Roblox users leaked with their emails and payment details and all of that. And I've actually done a full video about how this was done, but I had to make it go private due to legal reasons. However, the fun part about this database is that it shows raw usernames when I just put in their ID. And since these accounts are so old, they are all within the first 31,000 users of Roblox. So, reverse_polarity is the original Jacob XX Duel. There's nothing special about his old name, it's just straight up Jacob XX Duel. But then, the second Jacob XX Duel ever made, where you can see him with his blue torso right here, R15 just standing here posing, joining on October 29th, 2006, kinda scary, right before Halloween, was the 6,760th user to join Roblox. So when we go ahead and put that number into our little database here, we could see that his username is actually Space Jacob XX Duel. And this is just showing you all the things that you could do with spaces in your name back then. But of course, he made another account 4 accounts later, Space Jacob XX Duel, and then Space Jacob XX Duel. So, once again, he was just tricking the Roblox system into giving him the same name over and over. Because you can't see the spaces at the beginning of this name or this name. It just looks the same to every person because the spaces at the beginning are apparently useless to Roblox and they mean nothing. So the second Jacob XX Duel with spaces at the beginning has a white torso as an R6 compared to the R15 of our original here. It has a description. Hello, I am not the hacker. I'm trying to figure out how the real hacker stole Jacob's account. I am not the real hacker. The crazy part about this to me is that once again, we have the fourth Jacob XX Duel, not to be confused with the original, who has a certain colored torso. My goggles make me see colors differently, I'm realizing this now. But joining on November 12th, 2006, Jacob wasn't done experimenting with the Roblox's broken username system. So if you come over here, he really took it to the next level here, being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces at the beginning of his username. So this guy's name is not just Jacob XX Duel, it's Jacob XX Duel. 5 spaces at the beginning. So this is the most legendary one of them all. I mean, most people would be lucky to have 1 space in their name. This dude has 5 right in the beginning. But this isn't the only instance of people having the same username as other people, okay? So right here, there's a purple dragon named Spyro. This was a very popular video game series in the late 1990s for the PlayStation, okay? Now, if you type the username Spyro into search, you'll see 3 people with the same exact name. We have Spyro, Spyro, and Spyro. Which one is the real Spyro? That is what we're going to find out now. So we have this Spyro here, which apparently someone got the password to it. It says last logged on November 25th, 2019. You see him here with the studs on his shirt and pants, and the Veterans Medal badge, which was given out in 2009 to people who had been on Roblox for at least 1 year. And just to flex a little bit, I do own the Roblox Veterans Medal. It's pretty nice. No noob, you. Okay? And so this Spyro's username, when I go ahead and check here, him being the 5,099th user to ever join Roblox, well, this appears to be the real Spyro. This is the original Spyro. There are no spaces anywhere. Now, interestingly enough, Spyro has quite the impressive items here, a Sparkle Time fedora, among other things, which adds him up to nearly 500,000 Robux worth of wrap, which is a lot of limiteds to own, all things given here. Now, I don't know if this is the original owner of the account or something in between, but let's hope this is the original Spyro. Anyway, the more fun part is looking at the other 2 Spyros, where if you look at this dude here, we have Spyro, which apparently somebody's gotten the password to at some point. But if we go ahead and take a look at the 7,722nd person to join Roblox, this person's name is Spyro, but with 4 spaces at the beginning of his name. Very, very impressive, to put it lightly. I mean, dang, man. So this is the fake Spyro. You can see that Roblox reset his avatar because you can't be naked anymore, so they put the little fake pants on him or whatever. But this account still exists to this day from November 12, 2006. Very impressive. And once again, we have Spyro number 3, which has a white torso, R6, and not a reset avatar. He's allowed to be naked, unlike the last one. So, from November 8th, 2006, we have the 3rd Spyro, who was the 7,408th person to join Roblox. So when I go ahead and check his ID in the database, it's Spyro with 1 space before it. Now, enough with the Spyros. I think one of the funniest usernames to me, we all know Builderman, right? Well, back in the day, he was everybody's first friend by default and sent every user that made an account on Roblox a message when they joined. Now, Builderman is the most followed user on Roblox with 68 million followers due to the fact that all of his friends were converted into followers when they changed how the whole friends list system worked many years ago. And there were many people wanting to be Builderman. So let's take a look at how many different Buildermans there are. So you have the original here. Then you have Builderman with 2 spaces at the beginning, who has been banned forever for a long time. Now, some other examples of usernames with spaces at the beginning is this person named Izon here, this Ganon Rules person here, a fake Draco Axemaster, a person with a bunch of spaces at the beginning and then the letters JGJ, which I've met before in a game, and it's very crazy when they type something in the chat, it's just a bunch of spaces and then JGJ. And then we have someone with a bunch of spaces and then LOL, another Lawrence Yamet, a Rupert64 with a space at the beginning, a Jacob XX Skills with a space at the beginning, a Jacob XX Build with a space at the beginning, with a space at the beginning, and the examples just keep going on. I mean, you can look at me click on these all day and I could just keep reading these, but at the end of the day, there's about 10 to 20 names that have spaces at the beginning, which give the idea of people having the same username, which leads me to say these are the rare usernames with the same names. So let me know what you think down below. If you could take anybody's username, whose name would you take? Make sure you smash that like button, follow me on Twitter, Fave, subscribe and hit the bell to Fave and Fave 2. Join my fan club on Roblox. And it's your boy Fave, and I am out.